everybody, it's Shelly Ann from Dash Ann Crochet, and I had a request at one of my crochet classes to post a video with some of my favorite tips and tricks, so that's what we're going to be doing today. And to make this video, I thought I would use some of my favorite yarn. This here is the Wool and the Gang Big Love Cotton in Green Zest. This is 100% organic cotton. It's really soft. It actually feels like wool, but no, it's vegan friendly. We are also going to be using one of my favorite 2 new hooks. So these are from Furls. I wanted a Furls hook for a really long time. And when I found these ones, these are part of their Streamline Zodiac line, and this one is the Libra hook, which obviously I needed because that's for me, and I thought I'd get one to represent my mom as well, and so this one is the Cancer. So yeah, today we're going to use this one here, which is a 6.5, and the Green Zest, which is a chunky weight yarn. All right, let's get going. All right, so my very first tip starts with, where do you put your hook when you're first starting to crochet? So we have got a chain here. I chained 8, which means I'll have 7 stitches when I go back the other way. And it doesn't matter what stitch you're doing, but I'm going to do a single crochet for this one. So I'm going to insert my hook into the second chain from the hook, okay? Now, if we look at those chains real close, you'll see that each one has a little V on the front and a little bump at the back. Okay, so if you're looking at that V, you want to go under the top bar. So this one up top, not this one down at the bottom. Okay, so you're going under the top bar of the V to do your first stitch. Okay, so I'll finish my single crochet, and you're going to do the same thing all the way across. So we'll go into the V, and again, we're just going under one bar. It's the top bar of the V. So we'll keep going all the way across. There's our last one here. And I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work the other way. Now, if you look at the top of your single crochets that you just made, you'll see that the tops of them also have V's. Okay, so when you insert your hook, you're going in from the back, okay? So, or I guess it would be the front now because you've turned it around. So you're going in from the front, and you're gonna put your hook here, okay? But if you look at the top, you see these 2 bars of the V. You have to go under both of them. So that's the top thing that I've been told in classes. When people have watched a video, they've gotten confused because a lot of people don't specify that. When you are crocheting into the original chain, you're only going through 1 bar. But when you're crocheting into into the previous stitch, you go into both bars. So right underneath, make sure both bars of that V are over your hook. And that's it. Keep going. All right, so I've made it down to the other end. So there's one more thing that I want to talk about in this section here, and that is the different pieces of creating a stitch. Okay, and when we talk about these, and you'll see these in different tutorial videos, you'll always hear the term loop. So what is a loop? Okay, so right here, we finished off our chain and we have a loop on our hook. So if we're doing a single crochet, we're going to insert our hook into a stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Okay, so now I have 2 loops on my hook. Then I yarn over and I pull through those 2 loops. Okay, pretty straightforward. Let's do that again. So I have 1 loop on my hook. I insert my hook into the next stitch, yarn over, and pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops. Okay, so now this is the piece I really want to talk about. So this is a loop on my hook. When I insert my hook into the next stitch, this is not a loop. This V on top of my hook here, that's not a loop. It is the top of the stitch from the previous row. So that does not count as a loop. Okay, now this doesn't come up as often with single crochet. So if I yarn over, I pull up a loop and I pull through those 2 loops, pretty straightforward. But when you're doing a double crochet, that's when I find this tends to happen. So yarn over first, insert your hook into the next stitch. And people seem to think that this is 1, 2, 3 loops on the hook, but it's not. This is 1 and 2, and that is the top of the stitch from the previous row. So you only have 2 loops so far on your hook. You yarn over and you bring that hook back out again to pull up a 3rd loop. And then you yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, one more time. So I have 1 loop. I'm going to yarn over. That makes a 2nd loop on my hook. Insert my hook into the next stitch. This is not a loop on my hook, okay? That is the stitch underneath. Yarn over and pull up a 3rd loop. Now I have 3 loops, so I yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. All right, so one more tip, and this is a beginner tip when you're learning, to become comfortable with the yarn and with the hook. Sometimes you can struggle with your tension. You can struggle with making the finishing move on a stitch. Like I know some people struggle to get the hook to pull this piece through these 2 loops. And it's okay, do what you gotta do when you're learning, that's fine. But my biggest tip is get the hook to do the work, okay? So you see my left hand here, I have my thumb, my middle finger are holding my work steady, okay? My index finger is giving just a little bit of tension on my yarn to keep it straight. I am not gonna use my left hand at all to finish this stitch. My right hand has the hook and I am simply going to pull the hook through. You've got to use the hook to do the work. So let's do it again. We put the hook into the next stitch, we yarn over and we pull that back out, okay? Yarn over again. And I don't know if you might have missed that. After I pulled that loop out, I pushed my hook down a little further to give me some room. Okay, yarn over and then use the hook to pull it through. Okay, so when you are working here and you've got these 2 loops, you should easily be able to move this hook back and forth. Okay, so let's try it again. We yarn over and we just hold on to our work and pull it through. Okay, one other thing is if you're finding you're struggling with that because your tension is too tight, pull your loop up just a little higher to help you out, because too tight is really hard to work with. Too loose can be worked with a little bit easier. What I do if it's too loose is I recommend you choke up like you're working with a baseball bat, okay? So hold it up closer to the loop to give it some stability. You don't want it tight, you just want it stable. So if I were to go into this last one here and pull up a loop, I'm now gonna hold it right up next to the hook, yarn over, and I'm still holding on real tight right here and pull it through. Now that's not to make the stitch tight, it's just to give the work some stability so that you can get it all the way through.